Hi everyone, this is Immortal Dawn Ike of the Awakened Soul. How are you all doing? I'm sure it's been a wonderful time. We've had a lot of programs running on the stage, but I have decided, after discussing with some of my affiliates, to go a little bit deep. If you have been following us on our Facebook page, on our YouTube, on Instagram page, on our Awakened Soul, you will have come across the last just concluded summit we had in Nigeria. Yeah, I'm still in Nigeria. It's good to see you all. I'm not making this video live because there are some PowerPoint I need to update it before I will post it. So at the end part of the summit, if you have not watched it, do yourself the privilege to go on our page, on our YouTube page, on Awakened Souls, the Awakened Souls, and watch it. We dealt, not quite deep, but we dealt on the 7 portals of power opening. The 7 pyramid, which is the 7 portals, on how to unlock the exponential or the ultimate power within. I'm sure my earpiece is working well. So after then, I had a lot of persuasion, even from so many of our followers, that I need to break it down a little bit for them to understand about the awakening soul portals of power, the pyramid of the inward awakening. So I am here to start it up, and when I can start it up now, I'll start it up with the first level of the pyramid, which is the apex, which we have called the self-realization. I will be showing you this projection together with the slide now, so just pay a little attention. The pyramid of inward awakening is a portal. A portal is a pyramid. A pyramid is always like this, you know it, just as you can see it here. The pyramid is pointing up and having a base down. And from the eye of a mystic, you will not see the other one that is pointing down and having a base up. So every pyramid you see, one is pointing up, which is physical for you to understand, and the other pyramid is facing down. It helps you to understand every law about life, as above, so below. That everything that you, which is the ultimate person, that is sitting on the peak of it, the base is what we call the non-dimensional, or the nameless, or the pathlessness, or the namelessness. That is the base. You can. The first order of the pyramid is the one that is physically expressed, of which it goes pointing up and having the base down. But there is another pyramid in every pyramid. Okay, there is another pyramid in every pyramid, and that is the one you must see with your mystical eye, because it's always pointing down with the base up. So whenever it happens, it balances every law of creation, the law of gravity, the law of time and space, the law of anti-gravitationalism, the law of friction, the law of every propagation of life, law of fertility, law of progression, law of balance. They are all there. So this is what every time you see the ancient symbols that were depicted in the old ancient cities, from the Kemet people down in the Mesopotamia, down in Babylon, we call them Egypt today. You see the symbol, and there are some Some locations in the world you always see them. Either you see them two or you see them one. And I will tell you now, anywhere you see one pyramid, just know that there are two. The other one you don't see it, okay? If you can use a translating reflection light and look well, especially if you use $1, $1 American. If you go to the back of $1 American US dollar, you will see, the pyramid that have the eye. That's what we're going to talk about. And anytime you look at it, it will show you only one pyramid, right? But if you use a zoom light, there is a light, there is a light that have a translating flow, it will show you that there is another pointing down. So that is always a Lawrence pyramid. So we are talking about the pyramid of the inward awakening. Every substance in life have a pointing position and have a base. And anytime you see the case of people who are always meditating and they are praying, they are summoning, they are invoking, in the early Sumerian time, when men, even presently, when men has to have some deep romance with spirituality, they have to, cross your legs, meditation position. And if you see that angle they always create is a pyramid angle. Understand it now? Is a pyramid angle. Sometimes it will require you to be on the pyramid fixed angle to communicate. So that puts you at the connection with every flow of the wind, the light, or like just say the four elements: the water, the air, the wind, and the fire. So you are positioned on those points and you can communicate. So the first thing we're going to deal with now, there is some a psychologist. There is no way you can study psychology you will not come across the Maslow theory of human development. The Maslow theory, which is here, I have the PowerPoint, you will see it here. The Maslow theory of human development. Maslow always say that there are 7 layers of human evolution. So if you study evolutionary theory according to Charles Darwin, even though they didn't make it on the board, let me explain to you. There are 7 levels of evolution according to Charles Darwin. And the issue was that when it got to the point where you say the last evolution is man, he did not tell us the next after that. So I always ask him, so after man, what's the next? So, but they know the answer, but they didn't tell you, but we know there is another hybrided humanity ahead of us. You can call them angels, demons, spirits, gods, or whatever you can call them. But what happens is that they have transitioned our level of space, time, and gravity here, and they have escaped our own laws. So they are existing in their own realm, higher in knowledge, higher in technology, higher in science, equipped with more extraterrestrial abilities that they can now translate down to help us. So whatever you call them. So if you see the pyramid built by Maslow, you see they have 7 layers. Okay, so in this same case, in the portals of unlocking the portals of prayer, there are 7 layers of the pyramid. We talked about it in the just completed seminar. You can go and see how one of my affiliates, Pere his name, he was able to teach you how you can reconcile the 7 and balance your chakra. Now I'm going to bring in the chakra system because all of these things are together. There are 7 days that make up the 7, that make us the week. Okay, there are 7 days that make up the week, right? Alright, so you should be conversant with the 7 figures. And also there are 7 layers of the pyramid of power. And also if you be the person who have a little knowledge of the chakra system, I know there are more than 180 chakras. If you want to diversify them, you can also tell me that there are 12 chakras if you want to go beyond the 7 levels. But conventionally we know, because of the organic structure of the whole body system, the chakra we can work with is 7 layers. Okay, so the chakra, what's a chakra? Chakra is not an English word. It's a word that was developed in the Kemet religion or the Kemet order of spirituality, which was transferred down to the east, which were the Indians. Now they brought it as if it's their own language. No, the chakra means a mystic chamber, a center. Okay, it's a psychic center. A psychic center is a chakra. Within you, there are alignment whereby your psyche is centered, straightened, kept, arranged by the architect of this life. So every time they are in well balance, you can function exceptionally as beyond a human level. So now in the layers, I'm going to not be touching everything now. Let's go straight in the layers of portals. The first base, which is the down one, is we call the nameless, the shapeless, the baseless. It is have no form. Is the L, okay, the EL, which in the transitional language of the African culture, in the Yoruba order, we call it Eledumare. Okay, L means El Shaddai, El Lohim, tetragrammaton El Lohim. So the L is the same one that has been Emmanuel. Okay, Emmanuel. So God with us. So that is the base of every spiritual personality. You have the base of the source, the base of the call him the Father, the base of the formless, the shapeless, the nameless. That is whatever you call him. I don't really like using the word God, but I can call him Chukwu Kike in my own language as an Igbo ancient tribe. We call him God, the creator, the formless, he that has no form, was not formed, and yet we never had any form. So that is the one on the base. Now we are going to be crawling up. Now in the chakra system, we have the two, don't worry, you're going to see this picture. You have the two snakes that are calling out from everybody. We call the Kundalini. Okay, the Kundalini arises from the hips, from the golden. So down there is where the seventh base is. That is where we call the sacred chamber for the two sacred serpents. I use the word serpent because everything that debated in the Garden of Eden was all about what happened in the Garden. Okay, that is there. That was where the serpent visited Adam and Eve, which was the two seed down you have there. Okay, that was where you have the two seed down there, the Adam and the Eve, and then the serpent visited them. Knowledge became to grow, and they became to know the knowledge of selves and the knowledge of realization. So now, whenever the snake coils out of you, we call it Kundalini. Whenever it coils out and point here, okay, so which like the picture you see here, whenever it points here, that means this is your crown chakra. The one up here is your crown chakra. If you look about those people called the prophets of old, men who touch self-realization, they always see the halo on their head, like the saints which they brought to us. Also my grandfather, my ancestors, also they have the halo. Okay, so they have the crown chakra, we have the third eye. The third eye is where we have the pituitary glands and the pineal glands. But the crown chakra is the ultimate, is the overall self, and that is what we call your chi. Okay, your chi is your crown chakra. Now I am in now, okay, just flow with me. Your chi is your crown chakra. Okay, so inside your chi we have the order of the pineal, the pineal. Okay, the pineal. So the pineal is the center whereby inside your brain, you can see, if you look at it, you have the pictures, they are all here. If you look at this picture, you will see what we call the third eye. This third eye have always been a very controversial picture, and everybody has been trying to understand it for so long. Now I want to break it down for you to understand it. So inside your brain we have a chamber called the fourth and fifth ventricle. Inside, I'm a nurse, okay, I'm teaching you medical science adding with mystical science. So that is why it will be different from every other perspective. Now listen, inside your brain we have what we call the fourth and fifth ventricle. They are all hanging in your spinal bone, down from your nose, your spinal bone, and they are inside the terrestrial. You will see one pointed dot we call the pituitary glands, and the upper one is the pineal glands. Okay, these two master glands control your sleep, control the release of every other neurotransmitter that runs and control the whole body. So now that is the first level after the crown chakra, which is your chi. Okay, your chi and the pituitary gland, they all make up the stimulation of your crown chakra. Now we're going to deal with that first level of the portal. The first pyramid is your chi, which we call the crown chakra, which is activated or which is balanced by the pituitary glands and the pineal glands. All right, let me explain a little about the pineal. If you read the Bible, when Jacob had encounter with an angel in a particular location, when he took a stone and put his head and he rested with an angel, and finally the angel changed his name, he saw the ladder coming up and down and the rest of the stories, and then he said, I never knew that God resided here, I never knew, and he called the name Pineal. Go back to your Bible, okay? He called it Pineal. So now look here, you can see this is one United States American dollar, and if you look on top of that pyramid, if you zoom it from the back, you will notice that the pyramid is not one, the other one is pointing down. Okay, I will explain why. And there is something shining up there, which is the first layer of the pyramid, which we call the AllSeeing Eye. I'm sure you can see it, right? The AllSeeing Eye, and that is the eye that seeth everything, and that is what we call the third eye. Now that is where I am now. So the radiation that covers around the eye is called the crown chakra, which is your chi. So anytime you see a pyramid, see yourself, okay, because this is the diagnosis we want to use to break down the portals of power. You begin to know how to resonate, resonate with yourself and navigate, becoming your greatest version, unlocking the gates on how you become a hybrid, communicate with the invisible. This is a very important teaching. Please, just pay attention. I'll drop this now. And before I go into the next, I'm bringing a picture here that will be showing you that on top of, let me not go to this. On top of this is where we have the eye that seeth all. That eye is called the Eye of Horus. Okay, so as you study it, we call it the Eye of Horus because the eye that is always at the center here. Because inside your fourth and fifth ventricle, you have the pituitary glands and the pineal glands. The reason why they are together is because by the vibration they will activate, they will stimulate chemicals that will cause every other chakras, from the one throat chakra to your heart chakra, down to your pancreas chakra, down to the gonads. They will all balance, and once you have a balanced chakra system as a mystic, your kundalini will wake up. I tell you, you will start feeling vibrations, you start having feelings that is awkward. Sometimes you start hearing, sometimes you start in your dream, in your subconsciousness, you start learning. The level of your knowledge and acquisitions of the theories of life will change. You will be upgraded in your operating system, and your mindset will be polarized. You will have a shift. That shift will happen to you immediately, because why? There is this stimulation that goes within the two. Now, how can I manage? Because why? Inside the fourth and fifth ventricle, the fourth and fifth ventricle are the Holy of Holies, which in the picture you're going to see are the angels that is holding the Ark of Covenant in the Holy Temple of Solomon. So whatever you see in the Bible is a picture of what is existing inside here. So the pituitary and the pineal glands are the ark of covenants. The fourth and fifth ventricle, if you look at it very well, it looks like a wing of an eagle. I mean, the wing of an angel. It is securing your pituitary glands. And the way the master of architect designed this temple, he designed it in a way that the fourth and fifth ventricle have much elasticity that within themselves they can fine tune and vibrate. So when they vibrate, the two master glands will start releasing the chemicals that can make you esoteric, extraterrestrial. It can make you see things beyond natural. Those chemicals are what we call, in the order of the occultic anatomy of man. In one of my books, the occultic anatomy of man, those are not normal neurotransmitters. They are esoteric chemicals that are existing within you. But how can we regulate it? How can we manage it? If you see every picture of the chakra system, which you're going to see here, the picture is that in every picture of the chakra system, there is always your crown, your head, which is your chi, then your third eye. Now there is always a vibration, which is a sound, a vowel sound that is always used to activate, deactivate, calcify, decalcify. I'm going to use the word calcification and decalcification here because they are the appropriate word here. So what is calcification? If you study the way our bones are formed through calcium, as we are young, we are growing up, our bones become stiffened, become strong. It's called calcification. So when they calcify, they become strong. It happens also as we come forth in families, being product and victims of religion, the kind of food we eat, the kind of environment we find ourselves. Religion is one of the most dangerous things that can calcify our pituitary and the pineal glands. It will still be in your brain, but the mystical energy that vibrates it will not operate. The level of its tendency to become soft and be able to polarize and release this vibration, release this electricity, it will not be elastic anymore. It will be stiffened. Do you understand that? So that is why in the course of our mysticism, we discover that vowel sounds that are necessary that will be used as a mystic. It will help you. It will help you so much to decalcify all your chakras, especially when you eat fluoride. Fluoride calcifies our pituitary and pineal glands from the fluoride toothpaste you use. That's why avoid using drinking water from the tap. Avoid some food that have fluoride content. Avoid using the toothpaste that have fluoride content if you want to be a spiritual being. These are among some of, I've already gone 20 minutes, oh my god. Okay, I'll be fast enough. These are one or two of the content that is very much calcifying. It will stiffen your pituitary glands and your pineal glands. So the pineal is the same place that Jacob found and called pineal. So it means a place where Elohim or formlessness exists. So that is in the fourth and the fifth ventricle of your brain. So now what is going on there? Whenever you realize you don't even understand your dreams, you don't, we call the third eye. Okay, let me explain the third eye. Why is it called the third eye? This is 1, 2. There is another one that opens up here, and this is the reason why if you look at so many traditions in the earth today, down to the eastern area and south or west in Africa here, mystical men, you always see them, either they rub something here or they put a mark here or they rub something on their eye. You see them, there must be a mark up here. You know, there must be a mark. If you are in the Hindu religion, a Hindu believer will never do any prayer without applying the steroid here. You know, the red mark they put here, and people don't know why do they always do this. I'm pointing out something. I want to show you what this is. Okay, after you have found out that your pituitary glands, you don't perceive spiritual intuitions anymore. Your level of inward vibration and fine-tuning is very low. Your frequency does not coordinate with the invisible. Sometimes you no more feel that inward, attention, vibration, voices talking to you. You no more read the letters that are written by hands. You no more transmute it out from your body and see things as they're supposed to be. You no more allow the inward people to make correction within you. It doesn't work anymore. And you start running up and down trying to find solutions. See, listen, the best way to find every solution that happened to your problem in your life is to walk from your up. If you allow your eye to be open, which is what we are here to do, you will see every damn thing that goes wrong in your life, in your foundation, in your family, because it's called the all-seeing eye, all-knowing eye, the eye that doesn't sleep, your sleeping eye. Okay, because when you sleep, you close these two. This one doesn't sleep. We call it the eye of your dream. Okay, so now this eye of your dream is why we call the Horus. The Horus is the god of the Hermetical god who always have one eye. That eye, it is the eye that the king used. Every pharaoh used the Horus that helps him see. So that's why you have this picture. This picture you always see here, like that picture you see here is inside your brain. Okay, it's called the eye of the Horus, which is your third eye. It is existing and resting upon your cerebrospinal, which is in the fourth and the fifth ventricle of your spinal bone. Pay attention. This is you. Your holy of holy is here. The first level of the portal, which is the first layer of the pyramid. That is why we are here to activate. First of all, I tell you it can be decalcified. But if you find that it's calcified, you don't feel, you don't knowledge, you don't have the taste of this vibration, you no more reason, you no more think deep. Those days you meditate and you feel vibration, is so far from you. Just know that your major master glands have been calcified by the food you eat, by the order of religion, by the noises around you. Now, how do I decalcify it? Alright, you have to make contact with nature. Very, very important. There is no other magic. Two things. The first thing is to make contact with nature. You gotta bring for yourself a clay from the earth, either from the water or from the sun. White clay, white chalk, not the one that they use for the body, normal powder. No, a clay that is taken out from either the soil or the water. Two, you can use some natural chemical, what we call the fossil, or what we call the real petrol, the one that all of them are made of from crude oil. Yeah, you can use crude oil. You can use crude oil. If you have crude oil, that is Mother Earth. If you have the chalk, the real chalk clay, that's Mother Earth. And if you can have access to water, take water from the raw spring, that is Mother Earth. If you can have access to the earth, any sand that is black, humus soil, that is Mother Earth. And what I'm holding here is a product from the palm tree. It's a pineal glands, pine tree. Okay, we have a tree called the palm tree, the pine tree. So anytime you see the pine, just know we are talking about the pineal glands. Okay, so this is a product from the palm tree. In the palm oil is processed from a palm fruit, and you have the picture here. Okay, this is the palm fruit, and this is the palm oil. Now inside the palm fruit we have a palm kernel. So the palm kernel oil is what I have here. Okay, this is a palm kernel oil, one of the most sweetest and most fragrant oil you can use for yourself, for your children. It is medicinal, it can cure cough, you understand. So alright, so my new level of video started. Alright, now I'm gonna rush. This I'm gonna use. Now you can use all the ones I called for you, but I'm gonna use this because I chose to use it. Now before you go into this, you make contact with Mother Earth. You can use clay, dark matter. Yes, dark matter. You can use brown or white powder at the center of the head. like the Hindu and the Buddhist do it. Also the Islam, they do it. If you look at every Islam, you see here is black. Okay. So the next thing you're going to understand is that there is also a vowel sound. I talked about it before. This vowel sound to unlock the third eye is OM. Om. You can hear me playing it here now. It's Om. So you can use Om vowel sound whenever you're meditating. It will help you send a vibratory tune to the center of your third eye, and then it will allow the fourth and fifth ventricle to shake, and the more they are shaking, the more they are vibrating, the more they are giving energy to your pineal glands, and then they will start getting softened. The elasticity will be restored, so it will become decalcified. You can use the home sound, and you can use a contact with the Mother Earth. Now, how to use a contact with the Mother Earth? I told you what I'm using here. Every time you want to go, especially by this time in the night, you want to go to bed. You just don't want to do anything. You just want to go to bed, and whenever you sleep, your other eye is open. That is a sleeping eye. It's not your sleeping eye. It's your eye wide open while you sleep. So make a contact with the Mother Earth. As you take this, you're going to make your affirmation. Okay, I choose to make affirmation for myself. It might work for you if you want, because you see, you have to make yourself understand what you are doing, because the affirmation is what I told you of the pyramid up and the pyramid is down. Okay, we say this way: the height is deeper than the depth. The height is deeper than the depth. The height is deeper than the depth, and the depth is higher than the height, and the depth is higher than the height, and the depth is higher than the height. After making this affirmation, you can go on to declare your mantra. A mantra is a spiritual order of word that you can use to connect yourself with the tangle triangle, and then begin to do the what we call this particular science is the alchemy. Okay, you start applying the alchemic energy, but you have to make your mantra. I choose mine. You can choose yours. I am in awe. I am in awe. All is in the awe. All is in the awe. And the all is in awe. And the all is in awe. I am in the awe. I am in the awe. All is in the awe. All is in the awe. And the all is in awe. You can choose it if you want, but let there be a mantra within you that will position you at the center of this matrix, and then you use your contact with the Mother Earth, and you make here: I decalcify you through fire, I decalcify you through air, I decalcify you through water, I decalcify you through land. In my own culture, I use my language to say Abahemgi Sitanambo Orie Eke Afo, the 4 market days, which is the elemental energies that host everything intact. So use your contact with Mother Earth and use it every time you want to. Listen, it might not happen immediately, but if you consistently do this for 7 times, if your 7 times is just for a month, or anytime you have a meditation moment, and keep decalcifying your pituitary glands and your pineal glands, decalcify them. You are summoning them by affirmation, declaring that the height is deeper than the depth, as the depth is higher than the height, which is the pyramid tangled together. And you can make your affirmation: I am in awe, all is in the awe, the all is in awe. When you make all these things, apply Mother Earth on the center of your eye and go to bed. When you have done all these things in your deep meditation, in your position, in your environment, in that ecosystem that is spiritually designed, and you do this, you invoke the energy of the vibration of the pyramid, which you symbolize, and the other pyramid which you don't see, which then the L, which is the invisible, the ultimate, the absolute, become the one that is up while you are the one down. We'll come to the mystics, the mystery behind all these things, but follow this. This is the first layer of the opening of the portals, as we taught in our last summit. Now, take your water. After you have decastify your eye, take your water. Make sure you have water ready. You take it in a cup, or you have your dry gin ready. Take it in a cup and use your third eye while you hold your water. Hold your head, okay? After you have decastify your third eye, hold your head, because now you are holding your crown chakra. You are holding the crown, which is your chi, okay? You holding your chi. Call your name, okay? Call your name. When you call your name, call the name that your mother named you. All right. When you call your name, call the name of your head. It is your name. Declare that this head is structured with vibration of invisible. Call upon the authority on your head. Now you begin to summon to your chi that you venerate him. I venerate you, my chi. I venerate you, my chakra. I venerate you, my third eye. I acknowledge you, my head, my third eye, my eye of Horus, my pineal, my eye of sleep, my intuition. I venerate you, my crown. I venerate you, my head. I venerate you, my chi. I venerate you, my third eye. I venerate you, my eye of Horus. I venerate you, my pineal. I venerate you, my pituitary. I venerate you, my eye of sleep. I venerate you, my intuition. When you done venerating your chi, your crown, by that time you have awakened the energy of your pituitary glands and your pineal glands. That is the first layer of the portals. You are dealing with your crown, you yourself, the head carrier of every law of invisibility that is existing in your incarnation. You are going to start decastifying the whatever that have cluttered, whatever that have blocked your vision, and then you venerate your crown, which is your chi, your energy, your vibration, your head, which is the order of your spirituality. You call your name. Don't even call the name of your father or your mother. We're going to come to that. Your name, call your name. Nemeki Kocha Donatus. I venerate you, my head. I venerate you, my third eye. I venerate you, my chi. I venerate you, my intuition. I honor you. I declare you holy. I order you power. I release power upon you. I issue grace upon you. I declare you open. You summon strength upon your head. This is the first layer of the portal opening. If you can do this, once you are done with this, we are going to move you to the next, which is your throat chakra. And your throat chakra is when you're going to bring in your two shoulders, which is your father and your mother, and also their own chi and the chi of their own parents. You're going to venerate them, integrate them in the pyramid. And before we are done with this, the magic is all completed. You will be flying in the night, I tell you. Even in your day, you can see things every other person cannot see. I love you all, and I know you must have questions to ask. Please feel free to write your comment here and ask these questions. What is this? What about the matter element? What about this? How many times do I need to do this? I did not understand about the Eye of Horus. What about this? I will come again to explain it to you. I love you all, and keep being awakened and never sleep, because if you sleep, they will take your gun from you. I see you all, and have a good night. From here, from me, good morning.